Hey, what's up? Another day here. So I'm still with my second camera. By the way, I'm just done recording some reels. This is some part of maybe the studio, if I can call it that way. Yeah, everything is up and lighting up. So look, I mean, there's some things that maybe I want to talk about today. Look, so first of all, that's my new to-do list for every day. I don't know if you can see. Can it focus? I have no clue. Hold on. Let me see that. Basically, it says. Well, I'll just read it out to you guys. But, hey, ooh la la, ooh la la. It basically says also at least 20 people on Twitter and Instagram. Like I told you, I don't have time. We gotta go through that. Um, Post 2 reels on Michael Clem, which is the main page that you guys probably saw me from. Same thing for the TikTok. Essentially, it's just recycling the same content, and on that YouTube channel as well. So you guys are gonna be seeing super high quality, like reels, but YouTube video, YouTube videos. I'm a little bit ashamed of it. Yeah, it's just not gonna be great, but it's fine, yo. It's actually fine. So I mean, so yeah, so it's gonna be YouTube Shorts. Essentially, what else? Program 5 tweets, 5 good tweets for the next day, and one good thread every 3 days. Put 2 to 4, maybe 5 stories per day. Sounds good. And record 2 videos per day on that. That's a pretty you know that's a good day, and that's the things that I have to do recurrently. So things that I have to do at least once every day. So that's also good, but it doesn't include when I wake up at 4 and try to go to the gym, and then actually come back at 8:30, 8:39, because from 4 to 5 and currently I try to set myself to and like 4 to 5 I like meditate, pray. I'm a really religious person, and religious and spiritual, but it doesn't nuance. And in reality, I just simply am not waking up at 4. Just wake up at 4:30 to 5:30. So it makes me a little bit late. So after I pull up at the gym, I'm like at 6:30. No, at 6. Finish at 7:30, maybe 8, and then 8:30 by the time I go back to my house. So yeah, I also recorded you know, the, I recorded another podcast, but I'm gonna post it next Sunday. So I don't know who's gonna be watching this, at least today, but I'm still gonna not say it. Who knows? And yeah, man. I mean, I wanted also to say a little bit of things. Look, uh, because technically it's my third video, and I haven't explained a lot. Essentially about me. Um, First of all, I personally think that every entrepreneur should have something to actually strive for. So, like what I mean by this is like strive for actually like constantly, you know, you don't think about the money. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people do, and they're still successful, but after they just become miserable with it, in an emotional state. That doesn't mean you're rich that you cannot be sad. Okay, well, like Tristan Tate, the master of virality, with his brother Andrew, um, he said, "Yeah, I'd rather be a sad winner than a sad loser." Makes sense. It does. Okay, I get it. I give him a point, but that doesn't mean that either way you cannot be you know not happy as a winner as well. And I think that's happiness just is when through the steps that you go to acquiring that final goal. And the final goal of mine, I'm going to explain it today, because I would rather, make sure that you guys know what are the reasons why I'm doing all of this. And I probably will say, and I'll stick to it, and I would want to do it. That's for sure. That's for sure. So look, um, when I was a kid, I pretty much had a rough childhood. because I grew up as being a autistic kid, but I was autistic due to the Lyme disease because I was born with it. I personally think that the Lyme disease is sexually transmissible, but I'm not even sure about it because there's a bunch of shit that just contradicts it. But at the end of the day, can we really trust anything? And I can see myself, and my father had it, then passed it on my mother, and then I had it. Why was I born with it? And just to tell you guys, I'm not autistic anymore. Not to that level. I still think that I have some autism in me, but definitely not to that extent. And because the only thing that I would say that I have with the autism part is that when you feel autistic, you have a good perception about yourself in a bubble. So technically, me being in working at my desk is literally me being in a bubble. It's in the bubble of my own world. It's different from the grind. In the bubble of my own world is literally everything. I think it's I just have to do it and there's no one else around me. It's not selfish. Is you don't even think about the others in a way that you don't think about yourself like, oh, I gotta go first. Because there's no one else to go first in the front of. Because you don't think in your world that there's no one else to go in the front of. That there's only you in that world. Who do you want to go in front of? Emptiness? No one? Like God maybe? Who knows? So that's why it's not even on the selfness part. And the thing is that I suffered a lot from that Lyme disease, and that's the reason I still believe today it made my it made me autistic. And look, it happened, and through the years, me and my father battled a lot. Battled, sorry, still struggling sometimes with a French accent. Um, well, we just battled a lot, and he definitely helped me a lot. Um, like I was able to do anything in the first place, but he definitely did a lot for me, and couldn't be grateful to have a father as strong as him. And today, I want to give that same thing to the world. I know, and I am persuaded that most of the autistic kids in the world, um, unlike the media are saying, that it's apparently uncurable autism. I believe otherwise. I believe otherwise, and I've seen it, and I'm literally in my mind the the living proof of it. If you guys want to see, I think I mentioned it in the first video about French, and the fact that if you go in a French system currently, and I try to get a job, they have access to your medical stuff. They sometimes ask for it. When they do, well, you ask for the medical, status of yourself. And me, in the French system, in the medical status, what do they say? They say that I'm 75%, 50 or 75% autistic. I'm a Asperger autistic, and that I am in a helpless case. So we cannot help me. And that did sound crazy, and so nobody wanted to, believe me in anything. And just because of that, my father just fought. And for me, he's like I said, he's you know, I am really grateful for what he did towards me and myself, and for him as well, because he was also touched by that disease, to be honest. But I want to give that back to the world. So the thing is that I want to become so rich at a point that, like, I want to open up hospitals around the world that actually rehabilitate people that have been touched by the Lyme disease. So that they have been touched by the Lyme disease, that we can cure them, and for the extreme cases of autism, cure of aggressiveness and stuff, I want to put them in the, like, sort of rehabilitation center, so a rehab basically, where it's not like, oh, you deprived, you're on the bed or whatever. No, that's like the basic rehab that we have. I'm gonna find another term in the future because I don't like that term, but it's I want to have and make them fight, like, teach them how to fight, teach them meditation and how to control their emotions. Teach them, things in life that could be useful actually, in a way that like to get out of that comfort zone and actually make them more react to stuff in the outer world and make them more prepared for the outer world stuff. Because generally speaking, an autistic kid will definitely panic or whatever. You definitely have that image of that maybe crooked kid that's like literally just like maybe just spitting out, or like just because he has some like mental literally disabilities. Well, it doesn't even matter, because even with that, I think there's a lot of treatment that we can do, and from the treatment, I heavily believe in spirituality as well, and I think that some of it has to do with spirituality in a way. So maybe that's far-fetched, but for the ones, probably will put it as optional, but for the ones that do want and believe, I probably would like allow them sort of service of spiritual cleaning of karmic stuff and whatever, and I will put some like people that actually aren't necessarily with the government, but or with the big like medical corporation or whatever, but like just big psychologs, or big doctors basically. That's just not necessarily big, but ones that actually have a little bit of conscience left in that fucking world, and don't spit out all the things that the government is saying. Just like something that's independent, someone that's independent and that works in a psychological field, really. So, and just put it out there as a vision as well. But yeah, for me also, I want to put that really as a, I don't know how, but ideally, it would be a, yes, it would be free for everyone. Give me 2 minutes. All right, so I have to go, but I don't know when. But yeah, I don't know when that's gonna happen. It could be in 20, 30 years, but I know it's gonna have to ask for a lot of money, and so I'm willing to strive for it, and I'm willing to do it for it. And for me, it's the current state that I am. I cannot just see and all these people that are literally in the touched as the Lyme disease as me, and just not doing anything about it. That's just out of my way. I just cannot just see and not act. I've seen too many people, and I know too many people that just suffer from it. Even the ones that I don't personally know, I just see them. It's just not possible. So that is my purpose, and that's why I'm working so hard for it. But first of all, I'll save myself, and then who knows where the fortune will come from, but I'll definitely save these people at a point. Thank you for watching, and peace out, guys.